Human trafficking. It's a term we hear, but do we truly understand its insidious nature? It's not just something that happens in films sensationalized for the big screen or relegated to far-off exotic places we see on a map. It's real, and it can happen to anyone, anywhere, even in your own community, to someone you know, or even to you. It doesn't discriminate based on age, gender, race, or socioeconomic status. Let's break down how people actually get trafficked, dissecting the methods and understanding the vulnerabilities that traffickers exploit. We need to understand the tactics to combat this crime effectively. First up, there's the false promise of a job or education. This is one of the most common and deceptive tactics used by traffickers. Imagine this. You're offered an incredible opportunity abroad, a dream job with a high salary and amazing benefits, or maybe in a nearby city, a chance to attend a prestigious university. It's all arranged, they say, the travel, the accommodation, everything is taken care of. But when you arrive, your documents vanish, your passport, your ID, everything is confiscated. And suddenly, you're forced to work, day after day, in grueling conditions with little or no pay. Your dreams have turned into a nightmare of exploitation. That's how easy it can start, with a promise that seems too good to be true, because often it is. Next, there's online grooming and romance scams. This is where traffickers use the internet to lure victims into their web. Traffickers often pretend to be someone looking for love, creating fake profiles and personas to attract vulnerable individuals, chatting with you online, showering you with attention, building trust and a false sense of security. Once they think you're ready, once they've gained your trust and affection, they suggest meeting up in person. That's when they strike, luring you to an isolated location, trapping you far from home with no way out. The person you thought you knew is gone, replaced by a captor. It's heartbreak turned nightmare, a betrayal of trust that shatters your world. Then, sadly, there's sheer force. This is the most direct and brutal method of trafficking. Some people, especially children or vulnerable women, are simply abducted from the streets or drugged at parties or social gatherings, whisked away to another place, often across state lines or even international borders, their choices ripped from them in an instant. Their lives are stolen, their futures erased. It's as brutal as it sounds, a violent crime that leaves lasting scars. Debt bondage is another insidious trap, a cycle of exploitation that's hard to break free from. A family, struggling to make ends meet, takes out a loan they can't repay, often from unscrupulous lenders. The trafficker steps in and says, "Work for me, and you'll pay it off," promising a way out of their financial difficulties. But the work never ends. The interest on the debt keeps piling up. Years might pass, and freedom never comes. The debt becomes a chain, binding them to their exploiter. It's modern slavery, a form of bondage that still exists in the 21st century. And perhaps most shocking, sometimes it's people you trust who are involved in trafficking you. Even family members, those who are supposed to protect and care for you. There are cases where relatives sell or trade their own children or siblings, for money, for favors, for survival in desperate situations. It's a heartbreaking betrayal of the most fundamental bond. It's a harsh truth, a difficult reality to accept, but it happens more often than we'd like to believe. So how do people get trafficked? It's not just one way, one profile, or one type of victim. It's false promises of a better life, online scams designed to lure you in, outright force and abduction, crushing debt that traps families in cycles of exploitation, or betrayal by those closest to you, the people you should be able to trust the most. Spotting the warning signs, recognizing the red flags in these situations, and talking about it openly is the first step to stopping it. If you suspect something isn't right, if a situation feels off or too good to be true, trust your instincts and reach out for help. There are resources available, people who care and want to assist. You might just save a life or even your own. Awareness is key and action is crucial.